All speech is transactional. And I don't just mean necessarily financial transactions, but anytime you say anything, there's a purpose behind why you said that, or at least hopefully. And the goal here is to understand every time when we're looking at a conversation, whether we're analyzing it in analytics or we're trying to automate it, there's a purpose behind what we are saying and what is being said to us. And I want to look at the kind of fundamental units of these transactions that make up full conversations. So a simple transaction, one person has something and another person has something and they exchange it. In a conversational context in a call center, a caller might have something that they need, an agent has it, and then they reach a conclusion. In a more complex scenario, both sides have information that they need from the other, and only when they all have exchanged what they needed can the call reach some sort of resolution. I want to look at the taxonomy, the kind of fundamental types of animals that you see in a conversation. These are called dialogue acts that make up this kind of zoo of fundamental dialogue components that form a conversation between people. Here's the ones that we recognize in a conversation when we're analyzing it or when we are participating in it in the form of autonomy.
Thank you for calling Layton Insurance. How can I help you?
Have a good day. It looks like you're all set up. Is there anything else I can help you with today? Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Jones, but we are not the Westin. We're actually hotels worldwide. I'm so sorry to hear that, sir. May I have your name?
1248. Okay, yep, pulled you right up here, and I see that.
Did you call it in, or did you use the the online service? Check in. Okay, we have a room with 2 queen beds available. Will that suit you?
So this is a conversation being analyzed live in our analytics product SIFT. When we're trying to figure out what the purpose of each dialogue act is, and oftentimes multiple purposes per sentence, you have to look both at a small context and at the context of the conversation as a whole to figure out why someone is saying what they're saying, what the purpose of it is, what the subtext is. You also have to look very closely at every word and the way the word is said, both the semantics and the prosodics of what they're saying. If you want to be able to piece together, why is this conversation happening? How is it going? Is it reaching a resolution? What are the goals of both speakers? Are promises being made, or questions being asked, or answers being given? In addition to the kind of more mechanistic black and white aspects of these speech transactions, one of the things that make conversational speech different than text or chat is that there's a lot of emotion conveyed that add a lot of color to the conversation. And a large amount of the information that we exchange when we talk is in how we say things and not just what we say. Humans evolved emotion in a social context, and a large amount of the reasons that we express emotion, even though it's an internal state, is that it's a form of social communication that is actually about half of the information in conversational speech. And if you want to understand what something means, and a lot of times when people are calling call centers, they have a lot of emotions, you need to understand this just as much as you need to understand the kind of more clinical transactional parts of the conversation.